Hi, Eric. Welcome, and thank you for joining.
Hi, Daria. Hello, everybody. Thanks for the introduction and for giving me the opportunity to present today.
Thank you. Eric, you contributed to the discovery of several developmental drugs in Novartis. And this is a big achievement. The compound optimization is a very complex process. So how do you enable medicinal chemists? How do you give them access to all the data in an organized manner?
So data integration is key, and we are using KNIME at Novartis for this part, and it is exactly the topic of my presentation today.
Okay, let's look into it.
So let's start. Before to show you how we do the data integration with KNIME, it is important to first explain why we do that in the context of the lead optimization process. This process follows the DMTA cycle: design, make, test, and analyze, where using all the available knowledge, hypotheses are tested by designing new candidates molecules. These molecules are synthesized and tested to generate new findings and information. One key step in this cycle is the analysis part. During the lead optimization, a plethora of information is needed in order to integrate all the available knowledge into the design of the next compound to be synthesized. This information is based on results from various assays, including in vitro and in vivo potency, selectivity, and in silico properties, to cite a few. To simultaneously optimize against multiple design features, one needs to understand how the various parameters are interconnected to extract the structure-activity relationships. So at Novartis, the project data that medicinal chemists take into account during lead optimization is spread across several web tools. We have DART, which is an application for easily searching compound and assay data. We have CAST, which is designed to track new ideas for chemical structure. We use also CSF, which is used to track compound series and scaffold structures. And finally, we have chemoinformatics model platforms, which is a central repository of chemoinformatic models that can be used from different applications. It provides calculated properties for the virtual and real compound. And for the data and analysis and visualization part, we use the Spotfire application. It is a powerful program, but as all powerful programs, it is sometimes quite complex to use. Another limitation is that this application is not connected to all our data sources. That is why 3 years ago, we have created a new tool aiming at automating the integration of project data and visualization and the visualization in Spotfire. This tool is named IGPS. So the backend part of IGPS consists of a KNIME workflow which daily extracts the data of a project from different data sources and joins this data to create Spotfire file in the Spotfire library. So the data source are the project data, which are maintained by the team, so CSF, CAST, DART, the tools that I have just presented previously. And to this real and virtual compound, we are joining also ADMET data, sample availability information, in vivo, and also model prediction that are joined in addition. So the KNIME workflow was initially created for one specific project as a proof of concept. At the beginning, it was quite simple, but over time, it was made more and more complex and able to process any project data. Now the workflow aggregates the data for approximately 70 projects every day. It represents around 500,000 compounds for the processing. A few words about the IGPS front end. This front end is made from Spotfire scripts and macro. Here is a screenshot of the IGPS starting page. The user has the ability to select the desired visualization for the project of interest. This screenshot here shows all the available visualization. This interface is currently accessed by approximately 330 medicinal chemists at Novartis. Here are some examples of visualization, like here a graphical evaluation of model performance by properties assay. Here is a correlation of primary assay data with another property with a color coding according to the information of series and scaffold substructure. Here is a chemical space map obtained with the UMAP algorithm. And finally, here it's what we call a data grid to visualize a single compound information. And this data grid information is very often used in PowerPoint presentation. So such powerful visualization can be automatically generated only because the data behind has been carefully curated and standardized with the KNIME workflow. Here is an overview of the workflow doing the data integration, and which is run overnight every day on around 70 medicinal chemistry projects. On one side, it may look like a little bit simple, but it contains in reality more than 1,000 nodes. Many nodes are needed in order to handle specific cases and to collect process and error information. Otherwise, the workflow can be considered as a succession of basic operations. So here, as an input, you provide the project code. There is a step where it checks if all the data is available in order to be able to generate the file. Here, at this step, all the data from the different data sources are collected. We are using internal nodes that has been developed, but since most of the web tool we are using can be interrogating using the REST API protocol, we also have made some meta node combining GET request node and JSON path in order to extract automatically, interrogate the web tool and extract the data. At this step here, we are processing and joining the data. We are using the RDKit molecule substructure filter in order to tag the compound according to the structure definition. We also are running some Python script in our specific environment in order to generate, for instance, the coordinates of the UMAP algorithm. We are also calling our chemoinformatic models platform using a node that has been developed internally. Some air group decomposition are performed on the molecule using the RDKit air group decomposition. And finally, here at this step, the data is written in the Spotfire libraries using the TIBCO Spotfire file writer. At this step, there is the execution of the plugin part that I will talk about a little bit later. So, sometimes a team is making a change in their project data, for instance, scaffold structure definition, and the team does not want to wait the next update cycle to see the effect in their IGPS session. To address this need, there is a copy of the workflow on the KNIME server, which can be accessed through the web portal. So simply using an URL containing the project code as a parameter, it can trigger the update of the project from Chrome or Edge browser. So to give more control to the user on the data integration process, we have introduced the concept of plugin workflow. A plugin workflow is executed just after the standard process of data integration and can be used to add data source, external data source, or make an additional data process that is not readily available from the usual data sources or that need to be calculated. To enable a plugin workflow for a particular project, it just requires to add a workflow in a specific folder on the NIME server and to name it with the project code. And here in the workflow I just presented at this stage, here this step just checks that there is that a plugin workflow is existing, and if it is the case, then this node called remote workflow is used in order to execute this workflow at this step. So now I give you an example of a plugin workflow. This workflow joins to the main data table some calculated property. Here, since this process is, in this case, is quite time-consuming, the computation is done only on a newly added structure, so using the reference row splitter node. And the past calculated data is stored into an additional table. Such a workflow, which provides data that is not part of the standard process, can easily be managed by people having a basic knowledge of NIME. But a plugin can also be used in order to perform a complex task. For instance, recently our group has published a method named RESCOS to identify the relevant conformation of drug-like molecule in various solvents from quantum calculations. And this method can be used to generate descriptors that are interesting to understand and predict the permeability of compound, for instance. This method has been implemented under the form of a metanode and is sometimes used in a plugin. In this case, when a chemist adds a specific tag, in this case it's calculate tag, to the cast board for the molecules that the chemist would consider for synthesis, the execution of the plugin workflow submits the calculation to our high-performance computing platform, and later the result, under the form of descriptor, are added to the data package available in IGPS. The implementation of this method relies on the external tool metanodes. And this node is used in order to execute several scripts under a Linux environment and to submit the calculation on our server. Ideally, to perform the update of all projects every day, the NIME server could be used to schedule this process. However, it turned out that the workload was too high and the performance and reliability of NIME server was badly impacted. So we decided to run the update process from a local installation of a NIME client under Linux. Under this local installation, the performance is 30% faster, and the Linux workstation can handle the execution of several projects in parallel. This is done with the help of shell script that execute the workflow you see here at a predefined time every day. So these slides give more detail on how we run NIME from the command line. A template script contains the command to execute the NIME workflow. The project code parameter is provided with the workflow variable option here. And in the template script, it is under the form of a 2# character symbol, and but with Java variable node, we just set up a command in a way to first copy this template script, replace the two hash symbol with the project code, and then run this script in order to execute KNIME from the command line. So here we are at the end of my presentation. I just give you an overview of the KNIME workflow we use to do the data integration that support IGPS, and in-house tool to analyze and visualize easily the data and drive lead optimization. What are the key learnings? First, it is definitely a success since over the past 3 years, we are using KNIME daily to perform the data integration for over 70 medicinal chemistry projects. IGPS tool is used by more than 300 chemists. Limited resources have been used thanks to the flexibility of KNIME when collecting data from different sources. The downside is that the successful execution of the workflow depends on the availability of all data sources and services. Sometimes it does not work because one service is temporarily unavailable. Finally, we also found that in our case, running the workflow from the client was more efficient than from the server. So even if IGPS is still heavily used in our organization, it is now used as a benchmark for the development of a new in-house tool that will combine data integration and visualization. And this tool will be named Intuance Discovery. And now I thank you for your attention, and I'm ready to answer to your questions.
Thank you so much, Eric. I really like that applications. You integrated multiple databases, like data from databases, reports, and models, and you enable your chemists to access it in just one click. It's perfect. I would like to bring Norbert and ask him, are there any questions from the audience?
Hey, everybody, and hey, Daria, and hey, Eric. Yes, there are, and actually they are connected to what you just said, that, Eric, you used a plethora of different integration modules like the Python one, and that is the first question that we got, that one of your external tools demanded Python environment. How was it to integrate it into the workflow?
So it was really straightforward to integrate this Python environment. We did this to use the UMAP library, which was available in my own Conda environment, and it works on the server and on the client without any problem.
Fantastic, sounds good. Did you have any other experience? You used the bash also. Was that also easy to do that variable passover?
Yeah, I mean, you need to do some experiment at the beginning to understand a little bit how it works, but at the end, I find this quite easily to implement and quite robust to be used in a productive fashion.
Fantastic, thank you very much. I think there is time for one more question, which would be that you mentioned in the summary that KNIME allows you rapid prototyping. How do you exploit this? What do you do with that?
So how I see prototyping, when implementing a new feature or doing important modification on a workflow, it is rather easy, even with such complex workflow, to monitor at every step the impact of the change on a data table. So then you are quite confident that you did everything correctly, and so that's here, I mean, the vision I have of rapid prototyping.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Thank you very much for your answers, Eric. Unfortunately, our time's up, so I'm giving it away to Daria.
Thank you so much, Norbert. And thank you, Eric, once again for joining and giving us the insights to the solution.
Thank you.
Bye for now.